5 worst moments in Yellowstone franchise I wish Taylor Sheridan had completely avoided. I've been hooked on the Kevin Costner star Yellowstone since day one, but some moments made me feel like I was biting off more than I could chew. Taylor Sheridan doesn't pull any punches when it comes to violence and grit, and that's part of the show's backbone. As someone who's followed the Yellowstone franchise from its explosive debut to its expanding universe in 1883 and 1923, I've come to expect violence, betrayal, and moral ambiguity. But there are 5 moments that still sit wrong with me. Not because they're shocking, but because they felt unnecessarily brutal, emotionally manipulative, or downright exploitative. These moments felt like throwing the baby out with the bathwater, overshadowing the deeper stories with shock value. It's as if Sheridan decided to go the whole 9 yards but forgot that sometimes less is more. If he had cut these out, Yellowstone could have kept its edge without making viewers like me want to throw in the towel. In 1923 Season 2, Episode 4, Zane is diagnosed with a subdural hematoma. The only available treatment? A crude surgical operation using a hand-crank drill to relieve pressure inside his skull. Jacob and Jack Dutton hold Zane down while a doctor slices open his scalp and drills into his head as blood spurts onto the floor. The scene gets worse when the chloroform fails and Zane wakes up mid-surgery, screaming in agony. It was hard to watch, not because it was intense, but because it was filmed in painstakingly detailed gore. Taylor Sheridan may have wanted to depict the harshness of frontier medicine, but instead, the show veered into body horror territory that felt wildly unnecessary. Kayce's mercy killing in Yellowstone Season 1 turned tragedy into exploitation. In Yellowstone Season 1, Episode 2, Kayce stumbles upon a meth lab explosion on a Native American reservation. Amid the wreckage, a man, burned beyond recognition, begs Kayce to kill him after learning his family died in the blast. Kayce obliges, shooting him dead in a moment meant to be mercy. But what could have been a powerful commentary on addiction, grief, and systemic failure instead felt rushed and brutal, with no real reflection on what it meant. It's one thing to show the harsh realities of reservation life. It's another to use a man's pain and death as a plot device without offering context or humanity. 3 RIP Killing Rowdy was a turning point in Season 5 that didn't need to be so final. In Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 8, we get more backstory on Rip's early years at the Yellowstone Ranch. After Rowdy, another ranch hand, makes vulgar comments about Beth, Rip confronts him. The confrontation escalates until Rowdy pulls a knife. Rip overpowers him, grabs a rock, and beats him to death. This event is positioned as the moment Rip earns John Dutton's complete trust. John then helps cover up the murder, essentially binding Rip to him for life. Well, while the intention may have been to show how far loyalty goes on the ranch, the violence felt excessive, especially for a teen character whose life had already been marked by trauma. There was no exploration of guilt, only the message that murder equals loyalty. The death of Baby John Dutton felt emotionally manipulative. In Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 1, Monica goes into labor early and, while rushing to the hospital, crashes her car with Tate in the backseat. She and Tate survive. The baby doesn't. They name him John, after the Dutton patriarch. And then they bury him. This moment could have been a tender exploration of grief. But it came and went so quickly, with little narrative follow-through, that it felt like the writers used a baby's death to push Kayce and Monica's story forward and then moved on. It wasn't just devastating, it felt hollow. Jamie Nearly Killing Beth was the show at its most dangerous. In Season 5, Episode 14, Beth confronts Jamie after their father's funeral. Things escalate fast. She hits him. He hits back hard. Then he throws her down and starts choking her, intending to kill her with his bare hands. It's one of the darkest scenes in the entire series. And frankly, I wish I could unsee it. Rip bursts in and saves her, but Beth, bloodied, bruised, and enraged, stabs Jamie in the chest, killing him. Taylor Sheridan tries to frame it as poetic justice, but this was not drama. This was near-lethal domestic violence. And it was handled with the emotional depth of a bar fight. Beth and Jamie's rivalry never needed to go that far. The show crossed a line here, and for what? A shocking finale? A viral clip? Sheridan's storytelling instincts were way off the mark. I know that Taylor Sheridan wants to tell stories about power, land, family, and legacy. And he does, often brilliantly. But these 5 moments? They were unnecessarily cruel, and they undercut the emotional intelligence that the Yellowstone franchise is capable of. Violence can serve a purpose. But if it becomes the point of the scene, if it becomes so intense that it overshadows the characters or plot, then it's no longer storytelling. It's a spectacle. So I'll leave you with this. Do you think these scenes added anything to the series, or did they cross a line that never needed to be crossed? Let's talk. Scroll down and comment your take. No sugarcoating.